Okay, y'all, I did it. I did the 30-day running challenge, and here is how it went. Now, if you know me, you know for the longest time I've said that I absolutely loathe, like I mean loathe, running, okay? I will get into why, but let me just preface this video by saying this challenge wrecked my soul in the sense that now, every couple of weeks, I just want to run, and nothing will satiate that itch but running, and so then I have to run, which is absurd to think about because literally a few months ago it was like I will never run in my life, okay, unless there's a bear or wolf or lion chasing me down, okay? That's the only time you'll see me run, okay? But now every couple of weeks I willingly get onto the treadmill or outside if it's nice and run because I want to, which is absolutely absurd. So let's get into how this challenge went and why on earth I am this way now, because I logged every single day of this challenge, okay? Every single day. So let me condense it down for you. Let's go through the videos and you will see why I am now like this. Okay, I switched angles because I did not like that lighting. But anyways, you best believe I have my handy dandy laptop to assist me with this video because there is no way that I can regurgitate 30 days at the top of my head, okay? Your girl doesn't remember like a week ago, okay? So let's get into this. Now, on day one, what I did is something called a base test. I timed how long it took me to run 1 kilometer with my best effort and without stopping, so I could set a fitness goal for myself to, you know, spice it up a little bit more because, you know, you need some sort of metric to see, did anything even pay off from the challenge? Did I improve in any way? And you know your girl, I'm extremely competitive even with myself, so it's like, let's see if we can improve our 1 kilometer time over these 3 days. 2 birds with 1 stone. Now, with that said, here is how that went. Ready? I'm ready. Maybe. I don't know. Anywho, Lego. On earth. Did I ask myself to do something like that? That was another type of torture that I don't think anyone should be subject to. At least no new runner. But on the bright side, other than my heaving chest and my breath that I don't seem to catch, my time was about 6 minutes and 7 seconds. It took me a couple of seconds to pull up the timer app or whatever, so I shaved off a couple of seconds, and so the goal is to run 1K in 5 minutes instead. So, okay, well, let's do it. Let's do this challenge. Okay, so let me be honest here. Obviously, as you can see from that video, I started this challenge hating myself, okay? Hating myself. The first couple of days were not my favorite because it was that on repeat. To give you a little bit of context, I was using my Les Mills, however you pronounce it, my Les Mills subscription to assist me in this challenge because they had recently released their running audio workouts and I really wanted to try them out. So I thought it was the perfect day to, you know, do the 30-day running challenge, try out the audio workouts. And in these workouts, they have something called a build track, and that is just glorified HIIT training in the form of running, right? You know, interval running basically. But I really enjoyed those tracks. So that was kind of the one thing that uplifted me during these days. But you best believe, no matter how good the music was, no matter how good the build tracks were, it was really hard to push myself to just get out and just run, 1 foot in front of the other. On day 4, my schedule was a little bit different, so by the time I could run, it was late, and so I had to run on the treadmill for the very first time. I was really tired, as you can see in this video. Alright y'all, it's day 4, and as you can probably tell, I am extremely exhausted. It's like 10:30 at night, and technically I'm supposed to be getting ready for bed right now. But let's just say the day worked out such that I'm here now and I need to run. I'm very very tempted to just say no and just skip, but the problem is I'm a woman of her word and I just can't bring myself to do that. So even though I have a raging headache and I am extremely exhausted and I just want to drop into bed, forgetting the fact that, you know, I haven't flossed, I haven't done any of my nighttime stuff, I'm still gonna go run. As soon as I started running though, surprisingly, I felt a lot better. And I shouldn't say surprisingly because this is what movement represents to me in general. I really just enjoy movement in any way. So if you know me personally, you know I do a wide range of different movements, from MMA to yoga to mobility to dance, aerobics, like you kind of name it, right? So I really just enjoy movement, and so it's not surprising to me that just by getting my body moving, I felt a lot better. With that said, however, the treadmill was really interesting, and this is what I mean. For some reason, you'd think it was easy to run on a treadmill, but I just could not. Like, I could not get the hang of running on a treadmill. I was constantly tripping over my own 2 feet. And it was just so baffling because I'm thinking, I'm literally just putting one foot in front of the other. Why am I tripping over my own feet at, 4 miles per hour? Like, I wasn't even going fast and I couldn't run on this treadmill. It felt so weird and unnatural compared to running outside. But interestingly enough, I think I know why now. I came across this video a few days ago about this girl talking on how treadmills are actually made for people with longer strides, so taller people, which is why shorter people have to run at lower speeds because their stride isn't as long, and when they try to go faster, they start tripping over their own feet. Now, take that with what you will, but I accept it as an explanation because to this day, I need to get used to running on a treadmill when I get on it, and then give myself a few minutes before I can actually go on and do, the build tracks, the sprint tracks. Needless to say, I run on the treadmill as needed now, but I do definitely prefer running outside. So much better. So much better. On days 5 and 6, my leg was actually throbbing, probably from all of the sudden running, that makes a lot of sense. So what I did is I did a lot of mobility work, and then I did some light running, jogging on the treadmill. On day 7, I decided to move up to a harder running workout, which was at the moment not a great move because it was definitely harder, and I'm not gonna lie, I definitely ran into a bunch of mental blockers where I just couldn't get myself to push myself in the way that I wanted to. I just did not want to run in that way. Day 7 done. That was probably the worst run that I've had so far. I had a headache before I started, and I'm running into the problem that, wow, it got dark. I'm running into like a mental block when I sprint, or when I reach kind of the edge of my running capabilities. I just don't want to push, and I don't know why, but we're going to do this. We're going to do this mental toughness. I just need to give my body time to adjust and build up to that capability, like I have with MMA and HIIT and stuff. So day 8 and 9 went somewhat similarly, but since my schedule was really packed, I was only able to run for 10-ish minutes. I was committed though, so I did run with my best effort. However, it was on day 10 that it finally happened. Okay, y'all, I'm a mess, and I really don't like this blue t-shirt. The lighting is kind of terrible, but I have to talk about this because I think I just got my first runner's high. Like, I'm still kind of out of breath, but I feel light and I feel focused. Like, I could sit at my desk and just work for hours, I feel like. I could just get in and not get distracted. I feel so, light and excited. For the first time, I got the infamous runner's high, and it was so exciting because it lived up to the reputation. It was so exhilarating and like awakening. Like you were so awake. It was awesome. Here's me on day 11. All right, y'all, I just finished my day 11 run, aka the interesting hair, let's say. Just came out of the shower, and I'm actually really glad that I went, because before I was feeling really disgusting and tired and sluggish. And even though I really didn't want to go for a run, I knew that movement in general makes me feel better. So I'm really glad that I went, because I obviously feel way better now. So yeah, running is already paying off. The next few days went great, and I actually really enjoyed my day 12 run, because for the first time I actually wanted to run myself, and it blew my mind. That was like hands down one of the best runs that I've had so far. I started strong and I finished strong. Like as soon as I started running, I was like, let's go, let's get this thing done. I actually wanted to run, which was so appalling, because when have I ever wanted to run? And then like I just pushed hard and it felt good, and I just enjoyed myself, which was fun, and it was nice and it was refreshing. So I really enjoyed that run basically. Okay, so with that precursor, I think it's a very appropriate time to finally talk about why on earth I did this to myself. Why, Ruha, why did you decide to do this challenge? Well, it was for a couple of reasons. I'm not crazy. I promise I'm not crazy. One, if you've been watching me for a while, you know this probably about me already, but I'm a sucker for pain, okay? I really like to lean into discomfort and explore opinions that I hold based off of assumptions. In my mind, running was just not stimulating enough. I do a bunch of different types of movements, but the common pattern in them is that they all stimulate both my mind and my body. They require me to train both my mind and my body at the same time, and they require a lot of coordination, a lot of different movements, and you know, generally speaking, it just keeps things exciting. I'm not doing the same monotonous movement of one foot in front of the other. So I had this idea that it was just really boring, which, to be fair, I have run in the past a few times. Like they make you do it in PE when you're in junior high and elementary. And back then when I wasn't into fitness, I really hated it. Like I despised it. And so that's where this whole idea came from. Oh, Ruha, you hate running. But because I wanted to challenge this notion that I have had, because, you know, other things have proven me wrong as well, I'm like, you know what, Ruha? Let's do the 30-day running challenge. Why not? Now, two, if you've been following me for a while, you also know that I've been dealing with a bad case of eczema. And so during this time period, I actually couldn't do any of the other movements that I love. I couldn't do MMA, I couldn't do HIIT, yoga, dance. Like it was really hard for me to do anything that I used to do because of certain constraints that I had on with my body and sweat and all of that jazz. And so running was a really good alternative where I didn't have to do a lot on my upper body, and so the irritation to my skin was a lot less. So I thought, hey, this might be the perfect time to do the 30-day running challenge. I get to move, which I was getting really antsy about, because I really love just moving. So not being able to move and do what I love was really frustrating. It was really frustrating and really irritating. So when the idea came to me to run, which kind of checked off all of my boxes for not being to this or to that, I thought, you know what, hey, let's do the 30-day running challenge. So that is why I subjected myself to this challenge. Not that I regret it though. I do not regret it. With that said, on day 14, things took a turn for the worse. Alright y'all, it's day 14 today, and today is not a good day. I woke up and I had scratched myself everywhere, and so
I couldn't risk running today. I couldn't risk doing anything. Don't even ask me how I worked today. That was a feat on its own. Because my skin is all stiff and I can't move. Like, I can't open doors properly, bottles properly. Like, honestly, just getting through today was the biggest challenge. And so I don't even want to try to do anything else. Like, I don't even want to try to, hey, let me see if I can do some ankle mobility instead, or something like that. Like, I can't dance, I can't do bar, I can't do yoga. Like, the best thing for me right now is just sit immobile, and I keep on playing with my eye because there's something in it. But anywho, my point being, I couldn't go running today. I really hope everything scabs over by tomorrow so I can go running tomorrow. That is if I feel better, because I'm just not willing to risk my skin for this challenge. It's painful as it is, and I do not want to contribute to the situation. So yeah, today is going to be a forced rest day. Let's see what happens tomorrow.
As you can see, my skin took a turn for the worse, and it was just not a good place to be in physically or mentally. And so for the next couple of days, I did actually have to take a day off, but then the couple of days following that, I just did some light walking on the treadmill.
Well, it's day 15 today. As you can probably tell, I'm walking on the treadmill, and that's because I still don't feel well enough to actually run. Okay, y'all, so today is day 16, 15, 16, I think it's 16. I just got off the treadmill, so I'm not quite ready to run just yet. My skin, technically, I say technically because I still did it, but I shouldn't be sweating right now. I shouldn't be putting my skin through that right now. I'm really, really hopeful that tomorrow, like 95% sure that I'll be able to go for a run tomorrow. Anywho, that's day 16 for you.
On a brighter note, we were back in business on day 17.
It's day 17, I think. Don't question my weird angle. I'm currently stretching, and I thought I'd kill two birds with one stone by making this video. So thank you very much. Anywho, we're back in business, people. I just finished a run, albeit it's, almost like 1 a.m. because I really just kept pushing it off. I'm not sure why. I'm glad I got the run in though, because, we're back in the game, we're back in the run. So yeah, it went well. I'm actually really surprised that for the entire training session, I was able to just run. So I never went back to a walk. The slowest that I went was a light jog. So that was nice. That's, definitely improvement from when I started. So I thought I would mention that. Anywho, see y'all tomorrow.
Now, admittedly, the days following that were definitely hard because during this entire challenge, I had been upgrading the difficulties of my workouts. So I'd been, working my way through the different running audio workouts, and I had finally made my way to the power running workouts, which, that's what you're gonna get from me. Like, wow. I loved and hated them at the same time, which you can see here.
Why did I do that to myself? That workout kicked my butt. Like, it was brutal. It was ferocious.
And here.
I only have a few words to say. Why on earth did they do that to me? That was so hard, but I'm loving it.
So let's talk running shoes, because before this challenge, I didn't realize how important running shoes were. Like, I actually did not realize how there were so many different factors that you should consider when buying a pair of running shoes. So here is me going on a short spiel about why I used or chose the shoes that I chose. Alright, people, let's talk about shoes. Okay, so you must be like, shoes, running shoes, what's
to it. That's the end of the story. Yes. But there's actually a bit of background to why I'm specifically using these shoes. So we're gonna have a little chit chat while I put these on. So right before I started this running challenge, I coincidentally needed to buy running shoes because my running shoes by name weren't actually running shoes. They were more like leisure shoes, athletic leisure shoes, and they were actually really uncomfortable to run in. They had a platform and I really hated that platform. Over the years I've realized that I absolutely despise running in platform shoes. It's just super uncomfortable, and when I went to buy new running shoes, almost every single running shoe had a platform. So I took to the internet and I took to the Reddit because Reddit is amazing. I go to Reddit for everything. I don't know if I've said this before, but Reddit is amazing. Okay, can we please have a moment of silence for Reddit? Okay, anywho. So I took to Reddit and I learned about something called barefoot running. Now, it's not literally running barefoot. The idea of barefoot running is to have minimalist shoes that have the least amount of stuff between your foot and the ground. Specifically, you know, they do away with arch support, they do away without cushioning, they do away without that stack height, so that platform that I'm talking about, the difference between the heel of your foot and your toes. So that's called, I think that's called stack height. So that should be optimally 0. Go search it up if you're interested in it, but that's essentially referred to as barefoot running. And I got very intrigued by this idea, and upon further research, I got convinced by the idea. And so after a lot of more research, I bought these shoes. That was actually pretty good. That was perfect timing. But yeah, I got these babies. I coincidentally found these. They're not perfect because the stack height is not 0. I think it's 8 millimeters or something like that. But these are such a huge improvement from my other old running shoes, aka running shoes, not really running shoes. These I actually like running in so much more, and it's thanks to the whole idea of minimalist running and barefoot running. With that said, your girl has some suffering to do. So shall we once again try to conquer this power workout? Now, on day 24, I realized that I had a problem. And that is I was taking the challenge way too seriously. Way too seriously. Which means that I had started to dread running, which is not what I wanted. Let's talk. I think we're due for a talk, and why we're due for a talk is I'm starting to dread running, and I think I know why. I'm really focused on results and metrics in terms of making sure I make progress and I improve, but like I'm starting to lose sight of the real goal of this challenge, which is to fall in love with running. Like that's what the point of this challenge is, to fall in love with running. And because I'm constantly like, oh, okay, power training, when are we going to conquer power training? When are we going to move on to circuit training? When are we going to finish all of the trainings in the series? Am I going to finish them before the 30-day challenge is done? And so on, so forth. Even today, I had to literally drag myself to the basement because I didn't want to work out. I didn't want to run. And I was like, why? I was so excited by running in the first few days, so why now? And it's because I'm taking myself way too seriously. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to vibe. We're going to have fun. We're not going to care about wearing shoes because, if you haven't noticed, I have stuff on my hand. Let's not get into why, but you know, we're not going to focus on what we need to do. We're going to focus on what we can do right now. If you know where I'm referencing that from, then you're an OG. We need to connect because, oh my god. But I'll give a little hint. Search up Alchemy of Souls. Anywho, so we're gonna go and love running, okay? Like, we're gonna do this. So after that little pep talk that I gave myself and you now, I actually started enjoying myself again when I stopped taking myself so seriously.
and just reconnected with why I was doing what I was doing, you know, for the sake of movement and, you know, exploring a different form of movement, and that it didn't have to be so serious. I actually started enjoying the challenge again. I specifically really loved my day 27 run. The wind was blowing, the sun was setting, and the sky was like a bunch of different shades of purple and orange and pink, and it was green and peaceful, and it was so nice. After that high running, because I had just finished at the very end, I had just finished a build track, and I really liked that build track. It was just such a serene and peaceful moment. I loved this run. It was just everything. I loved this run. On day 28, I toned it down a little bit because I had had a super stressful day and I wanted to do something super low impact. So what I did is I did a very low impact, very, boring type of monotonous type of run, and surprisingly I was fine. Like, I didn't start going crazy in my mind that, oh my god, this is so boring and so monotonous. I was fine, and that blew my mind because it would have driven me crazy at the start of this challenge. It would have driven me absolutely insane. And just in a couple of more days, the challenge ended. Y'all, and that is a wrap for our training days. Oh my god, I cannot believe tomorrow we're gonna do our base test tomorrow. What am I saying? I'm obviously delirious from my really tiring day and just doing a run. What I mean to say is I'm actually super excited to do the base test again tomorrow and see, has my 1 kilometer time improved? Has it not? I have no idea. I'm super excited to see. Which brought us to the moment of truth. Did I meet my fitness goal? A moment of truth time. It's literally about to thunder as well. The thunder is going. Oh my god, I just felt a droplet. But I'm taking the risk because I need to run the same route. We're doing our base test again, so I'm super excited. Let's get running before it starts raining. Let's see what my time is. That was not fun. That was not fun. This is why I don't do running for leisure. But even though we didn't make our time, the 5 minutes, we did make it to like 5:26. I think it was really 5:24, but I couldn't stop it on time, my stopwatch. It also looks super weird. I'm not sure what happened to the UI, but I mean, 40 seconds faster. That was pretty good in my opinion. We weren't doing it for time anyways. It would have been nice, but whatever. So yeah, I'm still happy with the challenge. It went well. I don't hate running anymore, which was the main point, so that's good. And I need to stop talking because it's starting to rain actually now. I don't want my tech to get messed up, so yeah. And that's it. That is it. That was my 30-day running challenge condensed into this video. Like I said in the beginning of this video, now every couple of weeks I get this weird itch to run that can only be satisfied by running. I will say it was tough in the beginning, but at the end I'm just really glad that I did this challenge because I have yet another form of movement that I enjoy doing and that I've added to my training. And isn't that just something to celebrate? I'd recommend you try it out just for fun. If you just want to explore it a little bit, maybe do 15 days, maybe do 10 days, but do try it out because you never know. And if you don't like it, then you have a story to tell, right? There's really no harm. So if you're looking for something to do, I would highly recommend doing this challenge. Okay, I've been going on for a very long time and God knows how long this video is at this point. So thank you so much for watching, and you know what I'm gonna say. Until next time.